I don't really know between these two guys. Um, I got to mention Aubrey Solomon before I forget because Aubrey Solomon was banged up, got hurt during the game, but then he gets back in there. He's fighting his butt off. Henry To'o, same thing. You say the same thing about him. Um, I thought he tore his ACL. I thought it was something really bad. It was a non-contact fall for him, and I thought he was in some big time trouble. But he was back. He was back. Not only was he back, but he was making plays as if he never left. That was extremely remarkable for me. I thought for sure that he was really, 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 really hurt.
You talk about toughness and gutting through for your team, especially knowing the lack of depth at his position. This guy's come in here and filled a major void, gutted through some major injuries. We don't even hear about the shoulder and the knee that much coming out of fall camp.
That he played. Now the the normal reaction watching that game. The normal reaction watching that game is, wait a minute, how can we not stop these guys? They're one dimensional. No way we shouldn't be able to stop these guys. They're doing one thing, is running the football with their quarterback. And they occasionally give the ball to their running back. Why can't we stop these guys? But you know what? I had to stop myself. I had to stop myself. I couldn't get caught up in the sauce of thinking about, wait, this is just a receiver playing quarterback that's beating us. Because it wasn't the same as 2011. It wasn't. This was totally different. This was a totally different scenario. Think about this. Think about this. Think about when you watch Army, Navy, Air Force, when Georgia Tech had Paul Johnson. Think about those teams. Think about those teams, Brad. What do all those teams have in common? All those teams have in common, man, they all triple option teams. They're,
Dominant running teams.
they're all triple option teams. And they throw the ball, what, 5, 6, 7 times? And when they throw it, they try to catch you asleep. And they might leak a tight end out or a wide receiver or even a running back when you least expect it. Kentucky on Saturday, take away the fact that they had a receiver playing quarterback. Because think about the players that Georgia Tech would recruit. Georgia Tech recruited quarterbacks that other schools wanted as wide receivers. Air Force, Navy, Army recruited guys that played that quarterback position that other schools probably would have took as a DB or a wide receiver. So just remove that whole, it's a receiver playing quarterback. Stop and think about basically Nick Marshall playing quarterback for Auburn, 2013.
Yep.
Kentucky basically morphed from a team that was kind of open, can throw the football, tried to be balanced. They morphed during the season from what they were. We saw a little bit of that last year. Saw a little bit of that at the beginning with Sawyer Smith. But they morphed mid-season into Air Force, Georgia Tech. That's who they just morphed into. So now it makes sense that Tennessee had so much trouble stopping them in the first half. It makes sense now. It may not make sense to some people. Wait a minute, we got the best staff, we got the defensive guru. What is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Go look at teams. Go look at teams that do not have the Georgia Techs, the Air Forces, the Navies, the Armies. Go look at teams that don't play them every year. And then when they do play them that one time, look how much trouble they have against them.
They get exposed.
Because you don't go up against that every single year. Like when Georgia Tech was playing the Clemsons of the world and playing teams inside of their conference, those guys were able to contain the triple option more because they play against it every single year. We had a whole offseason, Brad. We had a whole fall camp to prepare for Georgia Tech and still couldn't stop them from doing what they did. Couldn't stop them. It was us making.
Do a lot of cut blocking in practice, but yes.
Yeah, you can't prepare for that.
Yeah.
We played them in 2006. We had a week to prepare for them. We couldn't stop them. It's hard to prepare for in just a week, and that's what Tennessee had to do. They had to prepare for basically a triple option attack in a week, and then Eddie Gran, offensive coordinator in Kentucky, he threw up a ton of wrinkles out there that we did not see. They talked about it during the broadcast. Kentucky had a bye week, so they put in some new things that we never saw. We never prepared for. So first half, yeah, we were on our skates. First half, we were on our heels. But I tweeted right at halftime, adjustments. And boy, did we make them, Brad. Going back to my point of the two players on defense, who's playing better football right now than Nigel Warrior and Daniel Patulli?
Not many. Not many. I mean, Daniel Patulli is video game numbers right now. And it never looks like he loses a step. Never been the fastest guy. Has been able to cover ground, but in their play after play, shedding double teams and getting a hat on the ball carrier. He was all over the place. Filled the void in the few plays that Henry To'oTo'o was out. And I think he's done a really good job of helping the younger guys in that depth in the middle position come along. But he's not going to give away many game time snaps the way he's playing right now. Impressive.
Daniel freaking Patulli is another player. I don't know if you saw it or caught it, but during one of the passes defended, Daniel Patulli kind of came down awkwardly on his leg and was limping a little bit, was walking gingerly. And I thought something was wrong with him, too. I was a little nervous. But just like any tough football player, you shake it off, and you get ready to play the next play. And that's what he did. He shook it off, and he was lights out. Him and Nigel Warrior, if Nigel Warrior doesn't make that play and is not where he should be, now the throw was bad, too, from Bolton. Let's understand that throw was bad. If the throw was out in front to the tight end on the fake option, I mean, Kentucky probably either scores or is in really good position to kick a field goal if they don't pick up the touchdown. But Nigel Warrior getting back into the play, picking the ball off, was basically a centimeter away from scoring a touchdown with the foot being out of bounds. Who's playing better right now than Daniel Patulli and Nigel Warrior? Daniel Patulli, 19 total tackles. Against Georgia Tech in 2017, he had 21 plus tackles. Nigel Warrior, 8 total tackles in an interception. What changed, Brad? What's changed in the last 8 games for Tennessee? Or maybe even 7 games, because the Florida game, you can throw a little bit of the first half of the Florida game in there defensively where we were letting guys run past us. But, man, what changed in your opinion?
Player-led leadership in the locker room.
100% agree.
I think that's a major factor in it.
Oh, 100% agree. 100% agree. That's what's changed. That is the biggest thing for me, and it's something that was brought up on the locker room last night on WVLT. Mark put a couple different options up there for the Twitter poll, and of course he mentioned quarterback. He mentioned just fix the mistakes, but for me it's just leadership. You needed your seniors and who you thought would be some of your best and most experienced players to play better, and that's what they're doing. Nigel, did you see that play Nigel Warrior made when I think it was a reverse?
Yes.
It was a reverse.
Busted up the block and then took down the ball carrier. In the flat, open field, one-on-one. Incredible play.
Had a lead blocker.
Yep.
Had a lead blocker. No one was there. Nigel Warrior took on the blocker, shed the blocker, threw him to the ground, made the tackle. That was supposed to be a 15, 20-yard game for Kentucky, and it wasn't. It wasn't at all. 865-250-503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive, home of the warranty for life. 9615 Parkside Drive is the address. Be right back. Stay with the Swain event.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today. We all know that Vol Nation is all over the country. Traveling to games is a fun time for the entire family, but deciding where to stay can be a bit stressful. That's where the Big Orange Faithful at the Hampton Inn downtown come in. General Manager Stephen Lawrence and his team go over and beyond to make sure that you have the best stay in their brand new rooms. They have the cleanest rooms in the game, which include flat screen, microwave, and fridge. Not to mention breakfast is included in the room rate. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the best part. The Hampton Inn downtown is less than a mile from Neyland Stadium. While you're planning your game day trips, be sure to check out Hampton Inn online at hamptoninn.com and search Knoxville. Book Hampton Inn downtown today.
Craving flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at your local grocery store. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gluten-free select varieties like the cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy small-town flavor in every bite. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
You're listening to the Swain Event.
And you know this, man.
865-250-503, B-Draw Waterproofing Hotline. We are live. Well, I am live from Beatty Chevrolet, 9615 Parkside Drive. Let's get to the phones this morning, and let's get to Tyler. Tyler, good morning.
Good morning, guys. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, just another day, man. The Lord blessed me, woke me up. The Vols won. It's a good day.
Amen.
Great day.
I ain't got much of a question. Just want to make a statement. If anybody has kind of put the boot to Garantano and kind of, said negative things about him, that would be me. I'm guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to say, in the second half, I kind of made a disclaimer of why we were benching Maurer. I thought, Maurer's fresh off the injury, thinking he might do some good things. But you just got to trust the coaches, man. And Garantano stepped up. I mean, he straight up balled. And I definitely appreciate him and for what he's doing at this university, the adversity he's overcame. He looked like Garantano of last year. And so we appreciate him, man. I'm just looking forward to the potential 8-win season, man. We ain't going to the Birmingham Booty Bowl.
No.
And so I just want to say I'm so proud of our quarterback, proud of this team. They're playing as a unit, like you've already said. Kind of reminds me of what Rick Barnes and that volunteer basketball team, the mentality they had last year, the Enom mentality. It's not about me. And so I'm a proud Vol this Monday morning, and that's all I got to say. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll listen.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate the phone call. Good stuff from you. Let's go to Dave Tona. Dave Tona, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, man. How are you? How was your weekend?
Brother, my weekend was awesome. But, Swain, I got a lot to say this morning, so I'm going to try to talk really fast.
Okay.
You have me hook, line, and sinker, brother. I didn't know what to do yesterday. I couldn't call, couldn't listen to the show. I went back and listened to old shows. I went back and listened to the when Ben has the sports betting thing.
Yeah. He picks games. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know, man. I appreciate y'all. Great enjoyment in my morning while I'm out working. But a lot to say about the Vols this morning, man. Welcome to a good Monday morning and a new start of a football season.
Yeah, man. It feels like a brand new season.
Man, I sure hope, just like the last caller, I sure hope some people give Jarrett some respect, man. It's hard. You were an athlete. I was an athlete. It's hard to come off the bench and step up, man. He was at his best at it.
Hey, Dave, your phone's kind of going in and out there. I don't know if you're on Bluetooth or something or speaker.
Okay, is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit there.
All right, I get to a bad area in this building, but Jarrett, man, he just played lights out. And his comments after the game were just spot on. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm letting you finish.
And then I had said something. Well, I had called Friday when you all were on commercial break, and everybody was wondering why he's holding his hand like that on the sidelines and stuff. And I had told Ben, when you get a break, they always tell you to have it higher than your heart. It helps with the pain and the throbbing.
Mm-hmm.
So that has a lot to do with why he's doing that on the sideline. But, man, I'm tickled. Oh, big thing. I just read this morning that there is 3 possibilities of the Vols being in a bowl game in Jacksonville, which is right up the road, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's real close to you.
Party at Dave Tona's.
Heck yeah. All right, well, I'm out of breath now because I said so much. So I'm going to let you guys speak.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, Daytona. Thanks for the phone call. Give me a trip to Florida all day long for this football team if they're able to close out and win 6-7 games. I mean, I know Memphis is very important for Tennessee recruiting, but we're trying to reward the current players. The current players, their job when it comes to recruiting is speak positive about the program, or if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything at all. No one's asking you to lie to the recruits, but if you're one of those people who's not happy, you don't feel comfortable, lying, which I understand, then you just shouldn't host recruits. But for current players, your job is to play football. Your job is to be a great student athlete. Now, when you are asked to help in recruiting, you do that by hosting and talking to recruits. You shouldn't have to go to Memphis over Florida if you one of these players. That don't make any sense. If Tennessee wins the right amount of football games, and the Bowls want Tennessee and Florida, then Tennessee should go to Florida. Period. But yes, Memphis is very, 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 very important for Tennessee's recruiting. 865-255-03. Thanks for the phone call from Tyler and Daytona. If you criticized Derek Antano this year, you wasn't wrong. You wasn't wrong. He had not played to the level that he was capable of playing. He took a step backwards from last year. The criticism, most of it that I've seen, is fair. Now, I'm not a big fan of making fun of his last name because I think someone's last name is special, and you're representing your family. And I'm not a big fan of criticizing someone's last name, making fun of someone's last name, because I think that's kind of criticizing their family. That's just personal preference. That's just me. I don't mess with a dude's last name when it comes to, making jokes, things like that. So that's why you never heard me make jokes about his last name. But he deserved to be benched. He deserved to be criticized. Now, some of the other criticism we've talked about on this show, I'm not going to get into today, but it was over the line. And if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. And if you went over the line, then you know what I'm talking about. But after the BYU game, we came on this show on Monday and was like, man, I need to see a quarterback battle because Jared looks too comfortable. Looks too comfortable. No competition behind him. Got his feet up on the coffee table. Drinking out of the milk carton. He too comfortable. Way too comfortable. Doors unlocked. No, too comfortable. No. And in the last couple games, South Carolina, Kentucky, UAB, big part of the Alabama game except for 2 plays, Jared has raised his level. Why? Because other quarterbacks have played. Jared doesn't play in the second half, Tennessee loses to Kentucky. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to Devontae. Devontae, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing this morning?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm in my first 6 to 8 months listening to the Swain show. And it's good y'all keeping Brad around, man. It's good y'all keeping Brad around. I always thought it was you and Ben. I know you had the old guy there before Ben. I ain't going to say his name. I won't be able to get uncomfortable.
Yeah, Charlie was with us, but he's taking his talents to hockey, so he's all hockey. No, he's out of sports media, man. So he wanted to get out of sports media, and I think that's a good move for him. And then Ben was graduating, so it was time for Ben to move on up, and then Brad. Brad does a great job of just helping. Brad does not do this for a living, and Brad has other obligations, but Brad has a passion for this business, and a passion for the Vols, and we just appreciate him being available for us. So it works, man. It works. I'm lucky.
Yeah, man. You are, man. You got some good guys working with you, man. Y'all, hey, y'all, man. Y'all keep doing your thing. But I called to say, what I tell y'all boys, man, I'm 3-0 with these. Hey, these last couple weeks, I've been calling these games, man. There wasn't no need to be scared of them cats, baby. For what? For what? I know at one point it had everybody sitting on the edge of their chair, confused about what's going on. But we a defensive team, man, and it's showing. The last 4-5 games in the show, we are a defensive team now. And it's odd for all us Tennessee fans because we come from when Tennessee was good, we come from good offense. That's all we know. But, man, we a defensive team, man. This what an outline of a defensive team looks like, man. I don't know if all the fans understand it, but this is a defensive team. And JG actually been playing good. I know you was just talking about him. Yeah, so much need to give him an apology, man. I ain't gonna tell you no story, man. We did that boy wrong. We did him wrong. He know we did him wrong. He ain't blocked none of us who was tagging him and stuff.
How do people do him wrong? Because
well, I ain't gonna say we
did
him wrong
because people did go over the line. I just want to hear you share why you feel like folks did him wrong.
Man, we was as human beings. We was tagging them in too much stuff, man. And,
I understand.
And people that know, we are the biggest fan base on Twitter. If not the biggest, we one of the top 5 biggest fan bases on Twitter, without a doubt. And we was on his head, man. And I know he's seen all that, and he didn't block me, and I know I tagged him in some stuff right after the Georgia State game. Or, no, after the Florida game, I was tagging him and stuff. So, I wish I could tell him apology myself, but I don't know him like that. But a lot of us, man, we was on his head bad, man. We was on the top of his skull. And he deserved a little bit of it. I mean, hey, he a human, we mess up. But when you're on national spotlight, you know what you chose when you chose this. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for what I've said. I don't feel bad for fairly and respectfully criticizing his play. And I think I speak for those that did keep it in bounds. For those that kept it out of bounds, yeah, I mean, you should feel some type of way. You should feel at least a little bit remorseful. I mean, that's if you got any type of heart, you should feel a little bit remorseful and understand that sometimes that the game of college football can kind of get the best of you. It's an emotional game. It's emotional being a fan, and so sometimes you say things you don't mean. Like in the first half, I didn't really tweet a ton, but I was reading how folks were freaking out in the first half after only being down by a touchdown, and they were like, "Man, we didn't even practice. Oh, we ain't ready to play." Oh, it's like, guys, it's still the first quarter. it's still the fourth quarter.
Man, it's like people expect like 40 to 60 points every game with this team, but it's like, come on, guys, we have a quarterback problem. Everybody know we got a quarterback problem. It ain't as bad as we thought it was, but we have a quarterback problem. So I don't know why people expect the offense to come out full blast every Saturday. That's not going to happen, especially with a defensive coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Chain is good, T good. The offensive coaches that we got are good. No disrespect to them. But the mode of our team is a defensive team, and that's what we're getting right now.
We made adjustments, Devontae. Thanks for the phone call, man. We made adjustments from the start of the season to now. And, we tried to be a team that relied heavy on our quarterbacks and our receivers because coming into this season, that was going to be our strength. Jared wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to take that next step, so we had to find other ways to win. Defense, running the football, offensive line improved. You threw in Juwan Jennings at quarterback and ran the wild dog, or whatever you want to call it, and that was successful. I mean, this coach staff not only made adjustments from game to game, but they've made in-game adjustments. And so in the first quarter, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, come on, we got to stop these guys, man. They just all they can do is run the football. But it's not like they're just doing off-tackle runs. It wasn't like they were doing just toss sweeps. They were running an offense that mirrors Georgia Tech and Air Force and Navy. And there's not a lot of schools that can stop that. That's tough to stop, especially when you have a quarterback as slippery as Bowden. That's tough to stop. So then I started thinking, like, okay, let's just get to halftime. Let's just get to halftime. Let's just put everybody in the box. Kentucky was without their big 6'6" wide receiver, so they can't just throw it up, make any plays. They have not made any plays on the outside. Let's get to halftime, and let's make Bowden be a thrower. Let's make him be a passer. I was wondering if German Pruitt was going to go to JG or not. I didn't know if it was the cold weather that was affecting Brian Maurer with some of his throws because they were short. It was kind of like he was skipping rocks on the river. They were short. And then he started to warm up a little bit and started making some throws. But you look at the punter, Paxton Brooks dropped the punt. Maybe it's cold weather, not being able to get a feel of the football. The nerves at the end of your hands may be a little cold, and you don't feel the ball. I don't know. I don't know the reason for dropping the ball there, but that was a freebie that we gave Kentucky with the block punt, and then they go up 13-0. And Kentucky's had a little bit of an issue with this season with making extra points, and that cost them. That field goal, that extra point cost them because they had to go for a touchdown at the end of the game rather than just kicking a field goal and going into overtime, playing for overtime. But Tennessee just continued to play. Just continuing to play over and over and over. Live here at Beatty Chevrolet Parkside Drive. It's that time of the year. Christmas music is playing. I guess we're just going to forget about Thanksgiving, right? Brad, is that what we're doing? We just going to forget about Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what's the rules and regulation there? Because, I'm getting the full court press from my wife at home. Why are we not putting up Christmas items, decorations, lights? She wants the whole shebang here before Thanksgiving. And I tell you what, I'm just trying to looking forward to breaking bread with the family and enjoying that good meal. And then I'm all Christmas, right? Where is the line? Is there a line?
It changed overnight because I guess it's earlier and earlier. They put the Christmas stuff out earlier and earlier because it's out. It's we're in full Christmas mode. Wifey bought some candles yesterday that supposed to remind you of Christmas. It don't remind me of Christmas. It reminds me of something else, but everyone's in Christmas mood. Starting right now here at Beatty Chevrolet, the Emerald Youth Christmas stores. Really, really cool. For those who may have trouble providing a ton of gifts for their kids, instead of just being given gifts, instead of gifts just being given to your kids, parents, you have the ability to go to the Emerald Youth Christmas store and you purchase these Christmas gifts, but they're new and they're severely discounted. So that way you can feel like, hey, I bought my kid a Christmas gift. No one gave it to you. You bought it, and then you were able to give it to your young daughter or your young son. And so for us, we can donate presents to Emerald Youth, emeraldyouth.org/Christmas, and we can donate presents to the Emerald Youth Christmas store. At Beatty Chevrolet, they are collecting these presents. So you can bring your presents here. They have a place where you can drop these off, and this goes to the Emerald Youth Christmas store. Also, there's a donation form. So if you want to give monetarily, you can do that too. The Christmas store, Emerald Youth. Not just giving presents to the kids, but allowing the parents to purchase these presents at a discounted rate and then allow them to give it to their kids, because there's nothing for a parent. And hey, times might be tough. You don't get a notice. Hey, Here's a tough time. It's coming. Put it on your calendar. It's going to be around Christmas 2019. Sometimes you don't get a warning. But there's nothing better than a parent than being able to put a smile on your child's face. And you get to do it. You get to do it with the Emerald Youth Christmas Store. 865-250-503, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Guess we're going to push on to hour 2 here. And keep it going, keep it rolling this morning. 865-255-03, B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. 10-minute and 18-second drive for Kentucky to open the game. 10-minute, 18-second opening drive for Kentucky. Usually when you enter the game, coin toss, you defer to the second half, you get the ball in the second half. Oh, yeah, good to go, baby. Defense, just get a stop. Get a stop, we get the ball, let's go down and score, and then we get the ball to start the second half. Let's do it. Kentucky, 17 plays. Brad, 17 plays, man. After they scored, we got the ball back. Like 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is what they did on the first drive. Now, this is not good for the defense. I'm not bragging on the defense at all. What I am doing is bragging on the resiliency of our football team. That's right. I said resiliency. What other word you want me to use, all right?
It fits.
Huh? I mean, what?
Pruitt dropped it this
What?
weekend, so
What?
you can use it.
I mean, what other word can I use? Golly. I know people going to be like, oh, my God, resiliency. I can't believe you say that. Sorry, I don't have my thesaurus pulled up. I would find another word, but resiliency is a word, all right? But Tennessee was resilient. This team giving up the longest drive they probably gave up all year long, probably in a long time around here, period, but ate up the whole first quarter. Defense, this is not what you want to do at all. On third down, you want to get off the field. Tennessee could not get off the field on third down. 3rd and 7, Kentucky can convert it. 3rd and 2, Kentucky converted. 3rd and 6, Kentucky converted. 3rd and 4, Kentucky converted. 3rd and 1, Kentucky converted on the first drive. 5 third down conversions for Kentucky. 5. Not to mention, had a couple dudes jumping off sides there in the first half too. DeAndre Johnson. Yeah, DeAndre Johnson jumping off sides. Kevon Bennett jumping off sides, trying to jump the count. Gotta watch the ball.
Sometimes it's like he was saying, all right, 13 on the play clock, that's when we're going. Don't listen to anything that comes out of my mouth or the claps. Tennessee couldn't get on it for a while.
Could not, man. Could not. Wow. Couple different games this season. Couple different wins. 5 wins. Go look at the last 3 wins for Tennessee. They all won in a different way. Tennessee won in a different way. All those wins, just different. Defense struggle. Special teams plays against South Carolina. And then, of course, against Kentucky. Jerry coming in and making it happen. Hour 2, Swain event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. Be right back.
Driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local. So you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is the equal housing lender.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown turnover back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Oh, I got some good ones for you today. Brad and Ben McKee in the Low T Center studio along with Brad Matthews. Jason Swain here live at Beatty Chevrolet Parkside Drive. Touchdown turnover. Tennessee wins out and is 7-5 in the regular season, guys. Touchdown turnover. Tennessee will win out. Where you going?
First off, I want to wish everybody a happy Veterans Day, especially my pops. Deployed 3 times, 3 tours, so shout out to my pops and also to my granddaddy. So happy Veterans Day to everybody who has served. We could not appreciate your service any more than we already do. I go touchdown. Tennessee does win out. Missouri and Vanderbilt combined to score 0 points on Saturday. Missouri had a backup quarterback going against Georgia, lost 27-0. The offense looked abysmal. Kelly Bryant, I believe Barry Odom expects him to play this upcoming weekend against Florida. So maybe their offense has a little more success down the road with Kelly Bryant back at the helm. But even with Kelly Bryant, Missouri does not look like a good football team right now. I did think it was funny, though. TJ Moe tweeted out a stat Saturday night saying that Missouri is 5-0 at home, I believe, this season, and they are 0-3 on the road. So, of course, naturally, Tennessee plays at Missouri, but I still think Tennessee wins. And then Vanderbilt is just terrible, losing 56-0 to Florida on the road. Just gosh darn awful, just terrible. So I would be absolutely stunned if Tennessee lost to Vanderbilt. That Vanderbilt team would probably lose to Georgia State, UTC, and UAB. That's how bad they are. So I say touchdown. I think Tennessee wins out.
I will say touchdown as well. Missouri was going to be a tough game. I think still will be a tough game, especially in Columbia. But you get an extra week to prepare, get the bodies healthy. I think Tennessee's going to take care of business in Missouri. Also, you come home, you have Vanderbilt at home. This team has been thinking about last year's Vanderbilt game for a very long time, almost a full year now. They want this game. I'm excited to see what Tennessee will do against Vanderbilt to close out the year. They'll finish 7-5, and I think we're heading to the Tax Slayer Bowl.
The Tax Slayer Bowl. Yeah, boy. I know one thing. That will be against a Big Ten team. And outside of what, Penn State, Ohio State, and wait for it, Minnesota, Michigan's pretty good too. There's about 4 pretty solid Big Ten teams. Then we might get a favorable matchup there with a chance to win 8 games, man. Wow. Wow. This team can win 8 games. Even with the positivity of winning against Kentucky, do you allow the what if to creep in? Do you allow the should've, could've to creep in and continue to talk about Georgia State, BYU? Oh, well, Tennessee should be 7-3 right now. Should be 7-3 right now. Are you glass half full or are you glass half empty on the situation? If Tennessee
be half full right now.
Yeah, I mean, if Tennessee was playing like they were playing now, then yeah, they would be. But they're a different team. So you just can't allow yourself to overshadow the positivity that we're seeing right now with this football program by thinking about the first game of the season. You're a different football team. Alabama's a different football team from the first game of the season to now. They're different. You change. You change week to week. When LSU played Texas, I told Ben, I was like, man, that team good right there. They're the best team in the conference. And Ben and I would have a debate on Mondays right here at Beatty Chevrolet after the show about who's better, Georgia, LSU, Alabama. I feel like LSU was the best team all year in the SEC. But they didn't have a chance to prove it until this Saturday. And they actually got a little bit better. Against Mississippi State, they were kind of playing around. Ben used gosh darn bad. I'm going to use fiddle fart. They were fiddle farting around against Mississippi State, but took care of business. So we're a different football team, man. We're different. That's what happens when you continue to work. When you stay fairly healthy, you don't stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. Some teams peak early. Some teams peak a little bit late. Tennessee's gotten better at the right time. Let's go back to the phones this morning. Let's get to DR Vol. DR Vol, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are y'all?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, what you're saying right there, you're right, because if you told me at the beginning of the season we'd be 5-5 through 10, I'd say, well, we probably lost to Kentucky and South Carolina. I mean, those first 2 games sucked, but if we went out, being 5-3 in the SEC is going to be pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, when you just look at the SEC as a whole, go, yeah, Tennessee was 2 games above 500 in the SEC. But then when you take a deeper dive and you look at kind of the SEC beyond Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Auburn, LSU, it's like, hey, man. Missouri is really the big surprise of how bad they are right now. Like, they're not supposed to be where they are right now. They're not supposed to lose to Vanderbilt. They were not supposed to lose to Wyoming. But here we are. So Tennessee's been fortunate, but we also have improved and took care of business too.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to tell you what, I know what Devontae said about beating Kentucky, but he's got to admit, that goal line stand, I was clenched up just a little bit.
Man, I didn't know what to expect there because Kentucky's doing a really good job of bleeding the clock, force us to call timeouts and get rid of our timeouts. And I was kind of sitting there thinking, like, okay, man, here's a great moment for Jerry Garantano. And we have the wide receivers to make it happen on the outside with our 50-50 ball catching ability. So I really wasn't that nervous. I was just thinking, hey, do you let him score right now or not? But what a great play by Najee Warrior because he could have easily tackled the quarterback at that moment. I mean, he basically ran right past him, but he knew he had pitch. He did his job, and then Dane Batuli cleaned it up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Batuli made an awesome tackle, but you're right. Go back and watch that, man. Warrior, he helped make that happen, too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
my big question is, I'm going to see what y'all's opinion on this. We're sitting in the same spot as last year. What do you think? Like, it feels different this year compared to last. What do you think is different from last year to make us feel like we'll win out?
I talked about this yesterday on the locker room. Ben, Brad, I'll let you guys go first if you want to, and answer Dr. Vall's question there. Dr. Vall, thanks for the phone call. What feels different from this year versus last year for you guys?
I mean, not only the buy-in, but the player-led leadership that is more outspoken and more overflowing than just a handful of guys. I think that is a major factor. You can point to other things, but with the coaching staff additions in Ansley and Cheney, there's finally that buy-in after the first couple weeks of the season, and you're starting to see the fruits of that labor.
For me, there's two things. A, Tennessee is better. B, Missouri and Vanderbilt are worse. Missouri and Vanderbilt are not as good this year as they were last year. That Missouri team last year was a pretty darn good football team, and by Vanderbilt standards, that football team last year was also a pretty darn good football team, and it gave Tennessee everything it could handle. So I think those are the two biggest differences, and then we are seeing Tennessee continue to improve from week to week, something that we didn't necessarily see last year. It was okay, they played really well this game, and then they came back to earth the next game. This year, since the Georgia game, or really since the Mississippi State game, they have just continued to improve, and that's what makes me feel confident moving forward. And I think Tennessee has one of the best coaching staffs in the SEC. Saturday night was the epitome of halftime adjustments paying off. They made terrific adjustments at the half, especially defensively. I thought Jeremy Pruitt, although it was the right call to make at the time, it was a gutsy call to go with JG just because it wasn't necessarily the most popular decision. So although the record doesn't necessarily show it, I think Tennessee has a coaching staff that could go up with any coaching staff in the country. And when they get the players in here, you'll be able to see that. Marcus Spears on Saturday morning on SEC Nation sat there and outlined how Tennessee really outcoached and out-schemed and to a certain extent out-executed Alabama at times, and how Tennessee gave LSU the blueprint to go into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. So between the coaching staff and the players continuing to improve, and this being a better football team than last year, Missouri and Vanderbilt not being as good as they were last year, there's a lot of things as to why I feel confident we won't have a repeat of last year.
I feel different about this football team with 2 games left in the season versus last year with 2 games left in the season, because you look at the wins last year where Tennessee was underdogs. Tennessee caught Auburn basically with dysfunction inside the locker room, 11 a.m. kick, and Tennessee got some turnovers. Offensively, Tennessee did some things that we did not do all season long. And it was a little bit of a lightning in a bottle, kind of like the South Carolina game at home this year. And then you play Kentucky at home. You get a Hail Mary before half. A lot of things kind of fell your way. So you won 2 games. I won't say they were the same, but you can't count on Hail Marys, and you can't count on getting those every single game. And you can't count on playing a team where they have infighting and the linebackers are like really wanting to fight the quarterback. This year, look at the last few games that Tennessee won. Starting with Mississippi State and how important that game was. Mississippi State, we played a noon game. We defensively create turnovers against Stevens, and we run the football. It was really the first game of the season where we looked up and the offensive line was looking like they did back in the 90s running the football. Jared comes in, does a good job when he came in. We're up. We're running 4-minute offense while being up. We're running the football, and we bleed the clock. We make a play. We win the game. So that's just a different win for us. And then you look at the South Carolina win, and we get a punt block. We get a punt return for a touchdown. Both of those were touchdowns. You get bombs over the top from JT Shroud. Like, everything was rolling for for Tennessee that South Carolina game. So you won the second different way. And then you look at the Kentucky win where you're down 13-0 on the road. You're on the road down 13-0. Kentucky just attempted to throw a haymaker at you, but Najee Warrior steps in front of the pass, intercepts it. You get JG coming back in, and he's lights out. He was, 7 from 9? And out of the 7 passes he completed, 2 of those were touchdowns. He threw 3 touchdowns, but one of them was called back because we covered up the tight end, Austin Pope. So I don't know if that was a play design issue with Jim Chaney, or was that just a knucklehead not knowing what he's supposed to do, which was get off the ball if you're the outside receiver. If you got a tight end inside of you, he's on the ball, you got to get off the ball. So I don't know if that's a knucklehead play by the wide receiver or if that was just a play design failure by Jim Chaney. I'm not sure. But it wiped a touchdown off the board. 3 different ways that Tennessee won. And I think that's going to prepare Tennessee to win in one of the 3 ways against Vanderbilt and against Missouri. So I feel different. I feel different, guys. I feel different. Let's go back to the phones this morning, and let's get to Alex in North Carolina.
Morning, guys. Can you hear me all right?
You sound great, man. Good morning.
Sounds good. It's nice to have a red-hot Vols when it's 40 degrees here in central North Carolina, so thankful for that on this Monday morning.
Absolutely.
You and D.R. Vol just touched on it a little bit, but I wanted to just dig a little bit deeper on that last play, the goal line stand. And it's something that I've rewound and watched a couple of times, really focusing on, Jay Blakely gets kind of the credit for the tackle. Everyone kind of gives credit to Batuli for making the play, but you guys touched on that Warrior part, and I've rewatched it a lot and compared it back to the Georgia State game. And just going back 8 weeks, that's a play where 8 weeks ago Warrior probably tries to play hero ball, make the tackle on Bowden. Bowden makes the pitch, and the running back has a good chance to make it in. But here he stays disciplined, trusts the guys in the back end. They make the play, the big play of the game. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, and if that's something that you had noticed, or if you had any comments on that.
Oh, that's the first thing I noticed. That's the first thing I noticed was Najee Warrior flying to the pitch. And when you're playing against a team like Georgia Tech, back when Paul Johnson was the coach, or Air Force or Navy, it's all about assignment football. And at halftime, we make those adjustments, and we play assignment football as if we were playing a traditional triple option team. Kentucky was a triple option team on Saturday. I don't care what they did week 1, week 2. I don't care what they did last year. But Kentucky has morphed into Air Force. They have morphed into Navy. They have. And Najee Warrior trusting what the coaches are telling him to do. I mean, that's faith. That's faith right there. Believing in something when you don't necessarily see it. You're running past the ball carrier on the 2-yard line. Think about that. Think about the faith you gotta have in your coaches, the faith you gotta have in your teammate to do his job because you're told to go get the pitch. He basically ran by the ball carrier. He could have made the tackle right then. But he ran past the ball carrier, did his job. Dane Batuli, Blakely came in, cleaned up.
Yeah, beautiful play, really. I just enjoyed watching it. The second thing I wanted to touch on, I think it gets kind of lost, but you guys also touched on it a little bit earlier. Just the leadership that's popping up in the position groups, I think, is becoming more evident now. What we had our biggest, I guess, shot of energy on the sideline most of the night with Juwan, just because of the way Kentucky's controlling the clock. It's really hard for him to get going and energize his team when he's not catching the ball, running people over, breaking tackles. Not saying he doesn't do a good job of that on the sideline, but it really helps when he's out on the field doing it. And I just noticed that we had a lot of guys step up on that defensive side from multiple position groups and really start to lead this team and gave us that energy down the stretch, like you said, when they had the ball for 11 or 12 minutes of that fourth quarter and defense is out there. Juwan's not getting a chance to bump us up on the field. You can just kind of tell that Back against Mississippi State, against South Carolina, he's kind of the guy who had to manufacture that type of leadership, and now it looks like other position groups, other guys are starting to pick that up naturally, and I think that's going to be really, really big to carry this momentum not only to the bowl game but to next year when Jawan's gone.
100%, Alex. Thanks so much, North Carolina. Let's get to Knoxville Mike and then Billy. Knoxville Mike, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good, man.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
All right, listen, I'm going to make it quick. I heard you talking about a minute ago, a little bit earlier, that, you have to look at some of the teams that we're playing. They've kind of regressed a little bit. But at the same time, we all talked at the beginning of the season, and one of our first goals was you have to start beating the South Carolinas, the Vanderbilts, and the Missouris. So it doesn't really matter if they've regressed to me. We're getting to a goal of where we wanted to start at. And, in the past, these teams haven't been that good, and they've still beat us. And then the only other comment I wanted to make was good defense is beautiful football, man. We all know how many minutes are in a quarter, right? Okay, everybody knows that. But the fourth quarter, where guys are generally the most tired, our guys were on the field for 12 minutes, and that's in the fourth quarter of being on the field for 42 minutes, and we gave up 13 points, and 6 of those points were only because we turned the ball over at the 25-yard line early in the first quarter. I can't give enough credit, man, to this defense. And I told you, Swain, me and you talked before off air. I felt like one of the biggest things that we were going to have at least is a good defense. And what impresses me the most is I honestly, and look, I'm just going to be honest, I honestly thought that we would have a good defense once we were able to replace some guys that we had here. And I've been pleasantly surprised. We haven't we've brought some new, really, really, really good studs in, but a lot of the guys that are making plays are the guys that, even me, I'll speak for myself. I thought were Butch's guys, but man, he's shown me you don't have to be nobody's guys. I mean, they're Pruitt's guys now, and he's bringing them along, and I couldn't be more proud of the defense, man. I'll hang up and listen. Y'all have a good week.
Hey, thank you. No, you're right. Tennessee doesn't have anything to do with it's not Tennessee's fault or responsibility to worry about the opponents and whether they regress or not. You play the teams on your schedule. Sometimes they're really, really good. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're playing their best football. Sometimes they're not. So, yeah, but we were talking about the placement of Tennessee after the season. Tennessee has a chance to be third in the SEC in the East. And at the beginning of the season, we did not expect Tennessee to be third in the East. And a little part of that is the East is down. The East has not been good this year, but I'll take it. I ain't complaining. No refunds. No free refunds at all. We'll take that all day long. Assignment defense, man. Disciplined assignment defense. It's fun to watch. Guys making plays, swarming, having fun. That was fun to watch on Saturday in the second half. Let's go back to the phones this morning. Let's get to Billy. Billy, good morning.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Hey, Billy.
Hey, when you posed the question about what we think's different this year than last year, this is what I think. I think a year in a legitimate strength and conditioning program for all the guys who have been there. You think back to the first of the year when we lost to Georgia State, lost a tough game to BYU. You hear Coach Pruitt talk about not getting the guys in till late in the fall and having some injuries. What you're seeing, and this is what's exciting to me, is that strength and conditioning programs made the kids who were there, who were already here, better football players, stronger football players, faster football players, on top of the player development. It's exciting for me to see that we now have a coaching staff and a head coach that is teaching fundamental football. You see these guys putting it together. with our offensive line with their hat and head placement and there's some stuff that's going on. We were able to run the ball at times. We've had some injuries, and I think we kind of dropped back from that. But that should not be lost, and I don't think it's going to be lost on the recruits who are looking at Tennessee right now. You take a kid like Nigel Warrior. I mean, how many times have we kind of wrung our hands about Nigel over the years and thought, man, he ought to be better than this? It was player development. You can see it. You can see it happening, and it's exciting to me. And you think about what Coach Fitzgerald's going to be able to do with these kids, the Wanye Morses and the Darnell Wrights and these kids, another full year in that strength and conditioning program, plus the teaching aspect with our coaching staff. Hey, we're on the uphill swing. I don't care who's down or who's not. What we're not seeing is that in itself. We're going to get better as long as we can keep our coach and this staff together. They keep recruiting like they are. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next few years for sure.
Great phone call, Billy. I agree with you. I mean, you can see the player development. You can see it. And one thing about the strength conditioning program is it's going to be so big for these freshmen because the little nicks and bruises, the pain that you may experience as a freshman, you're not going to get hurt as you get older, as you get stronger, because you're going to understand how to stretch, how to become more flexible. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be quicker. You're going to be faster, and that's going to decrease your chances of getting hurt. So, you know how I feel about the strength conditioning program and the coach. He's the most important coach on the staff besides the head coach. Ain't no doubt about it. And I don't know if you get stronger from first game to member, but you can maintain strength. 5-250-503 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Really good phone call from Billy, Knoxville Mike, DR Vol. Really, really, really good phone call. Appreciate Alex in North Carolina. Good stuff. Jared Gantano, man. 7 for 8, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns with one hand. I broke both of my wrists before. I don't know how he's doing that. I broke, not at the same time, but I broke my right one before, and then I broke my left one. And for him to play the way he's playing with one hand, and I know we had the handoff with Ty Chandler, and I was talking to Troy Fleming about this yesterday. He's a running back, and I asked him, okay, what's up with that mesh point? Whose fault was it? And he was pointing more toward Ty Chandler than he was Jared Gantano. So I don't know what Pruitt has to say or what the coaches will say about what happened there, but I'm just glad that Tennessee was able to overcome. Ben, Brad, you know I got to bring this up, right? Trey Smith.
His penalty.
We love Trey Smith. His story is remarkable. You kind of feel bad even like criticizing him because of the sacrifices he's making to play, right? But he can't do that over and over. Like he's walking that fine line, man. Woo! Fine line.
Twice in the last 3 games.
Yeah, man. Now he got popped against UAB, and that's why he got popped. Is because that defensive lineman from UAB or that linebacker, one of the two. So you know what? We've seen Trey Smith do that to other people on film. We're gonna get him, and Trey just has to dial it back just one notch, because you never know what play is the play that can win you the game or get you beat. The first drive of the Kentucky game, first drive of the Florida game, Tennessee's driving, no problems. And Kayron Calbert, even though I thought it was a little weak, he's called for a 15-yard penalty, hitting after the play, even though the whistle did not blow. But that drive was stalled because of a 15-yard penalty on Kayron Calbert. You don't score. And at that point, everything was all messed up. Offensively, we just was out of sync for the rest of the game. Couldn't get anything going. Who knows what have happened if we would have went down and scored our first offensive possession in the swamp against Florida? You just never know. So I'm not going to sit here and rip Trey Smith and call for him to be benched. He just has to be smarter as a upperclassman, as a junior. He has to understand, got to dial that back just a tad. Like he's at 10, just dial it back to 9. Hit folks. Let folks know you're there. Just don't pick up.
Yeah, this may be controversial, but as of right now, where we currently sit, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it right now. I'm going to
because
the
you won.
Viewpoint of setting the tone. I mean, obviously, right, that's a good point. Yeah, you get the victory. But this is one of the leaders that we are talking about subliminally over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, does it look weird when he just, like, torpedoes himself into that pile? Yes, it's pretty egregious, and he should have gotten flagged. But, hey, if Trey Smith wants to hit somebody on the opposing team right now, I'm okay with it.
I'm with you, but I think there's a difference between setting a tone and driving somebody's rear end into the sideline.
And that's the fine line
rather than jumping on the pile. There's a huge difference to me. So I'm with you. I want Trey Smith setting the tone, not the stone. Bring the stone to the defense and drive their rear ends, bring the maple syrup, get their butt on the ground, cook some pancakes,
there we go.
Stand over them, pour the syrup all over them,
Ben,
let them know,
you
talk
doing,
a little
man?
trash.
And getting me hungry, brother.
What we doing? We pouring syrup on people?
That's right. We're bringing the syrup. We're cooking up pancakes. We're putting these Kentucky players on their backs, and then we're pouring syrup on them. Let them know that they just got pancaked.
Ben just said pour syrup on their back.
I was like, what? What kind of football is this, man? Pouring syrup on folks out here? What's that movie? What's the movie Method Man and Redman's called? How High? And one of the dudes in the movie, his name is Powder, and he would put some baby powder in his hand before he slap you across your face. So you saying Trey Smith should walk around with some Aunt Jemima?
Yes.
Pouring syrup on people?
Look, I know that we don't necessarily give out free advertisement, but you know the little syrup bottles at Cracker Barrel?
Oh, he needs to steal one of those?
No, Trey Smith needs to put some of those like in his pads, tuck them in somewhere. Like how Tennessee fans sneak in alcohol to the stadium.
You've been pancaked.
Trey Smith needs to sneak in the little syrup bottles somehow, put it in his pants or in his shoulder pads, and then after he gets somebody on their back and pancakes them, just pour syrup on them.
You've been pancaked. How you like that syrup in your eyes, fool? You've been pancaked. Yeah, now you're all sticky. Good luck washing that off. You're sticky because you've been pancaked. I can hear the announcer at home games. We need some chants because kind of corny to ask me at home. But anyways,
Trey Smith needs to stand over and ask him, "You want some Aunt Jemima? You want some Miss Buttersworth?
Jemima,
Hungry Jack?
Aunt Jemima, you've been pancake." That's what the crowd needs to say. You've been.
Play-by-play guy comes in. Big-time pancake there by Trey Smith, and here comes the bottle of syrup. He's drizzling it all over his back.
Oh, my gosh.
Ben, you got me rolling.
Brad.
But I'm with you, Brad. Set the tone, but let's do it responsibly. Let's not jump on the pile.
If I'm a coach, I understand exactly what you're talking about, Ben, except for the whole pancake syrup part. There's one thing of getting a personal foul because you have taken a guy and you sent him to the Gatorade coolers. There's another thing when the play is over and you coming out of nowhere trying to belly flop some dude like you in WrestleMania. Like, it's just not smart. It's just not smart. It's like Jawan Jennings last year putting the football on top of a guy's chest. It's the difference between doing that and blocking a dude to the Gatorade cooler. There's just a difference. They're both 15-yard penalties, but you just want to be smart. You don't want to take anything away from Trey Smith's aggressiveness. You want him to continue to play like he's playing, but just be a tad bit smarter because, again, you just never know when that play is going to help you or hurt you in a football game. So you got to be smarter. I'm pretty sure Pruitt's going to say that to him. Chaney's going to say that to him. Will Friend's going to say that to him. He doesn't have to stay in timeout. He's not in trouble. He doesn't need to be suspended. So don't go overboard, folks.
Let's get the Turkey Man.
You've been pancaked. Turkey Man, good morning.
Boys, I tell you what, I can't win. You guys, I was calling in to give a real serious outlook on the game and good points, trying to pick up where I left off. And I swear, you go talking about pancake box like it's a box of Wheaties.
You've been pancaked, Turkey Man.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Wheaties, they changed the picture, the athlete on it. Now we're going to pancake box. Now, next time we're going to have Trey Smith on pancakes box.
I'm cool with that. I think when you put Trey,
pay for his likeness in that regard. I think he should get paid for that.
So
yep.
on the Aunt Jemima bottles, there's like a picture, like top of the bottle is a picture of Aunt Jemima. So I think it needs to be a picture of Trey Smith, like the plastic molded picture of Trey Smith. Yeah, it needs to be
like
Trey Smith.
Yeah.
Trey Smith pancake serve.
Yeah, and if you have somebody else come in that does it better, then that way his name or picture would go on it.
Nah.
Just like Wheaties. But anyhow, let me get on track here. I've got some points. Here.
Hurry up,
Number one, we have reached a point that we can overcome mistakes. I seen that. I mean, we knew that because of the injury that a turnover was going to happen. I mean, it's evident it would happen. It happened earlier in the game, and we recovered it. We got by. We missed it. But we had 12 men on the field. After a timeout, we made a mistake. We was able to overcome it. We got a touchdown pass called back off a mistake. We overcome it. Speaking of overcoming, number 5, Josh Palmer, that catch was unbelievable, and that's encouraging for coming future. I mean, as far as wide receivers, we get number 1, number 15 gets all the hype, and with good, it's needed.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Make it. Rightfully so. That's the word. But Josh Palmer's catch got left out of the situation, and if we had not blocked that extra point,
yes.
And I was like you, Swain. I was frustrated, but I was past the frustration. I already knew that was going to happen. If he played, it was going to happen. And it's just going to happen. One-handed, you're going to happen. You need to have a good running back. He'd get stripped real quick if he's trying to run the ball with one hand. But it's just going to happen because it's not made to be done that way. But anyhow, back on track. We get down there, and I'm thinking, we'll let them score. Go ahead and let them score. That's our best chance. And I'm thinking that. But we didn't. And did we not have a penalty that even put them closer to the line?
That's a 12. That's a 12 man.
Yeah, 12 people on the field after a
that
timeout.
That was it. Okay, and we overcome that, even that, and that is encouraging because we not been good enough to overcome mistakes, and especially that many mistakes that I just mentioned, and we overcome them. And we can say, well, that's Kentucky being Kentucky. No, not really. We've seen us do with less talent than that. That's encouraging, guys.
Yeah, Turkey.
That we was able to overcome.
No, that's a thing, man. That's a thing for sure because Tennessee got down 13-0 and just continued to play. Now that penalty took Kentucky from the 2-yard line to the 1, so half the distance of the goal. But in that situation, every single inch, every single yard matters for sure. But yeah, 12 men on the field reminded me a little bit of Derek Dooley in 2010 against LSU. But
coming out of a timeout.
Hey,
players out of a timeout.
Players got to pay attention. They got to listen. I saw Derek Anderson rip it on some DB on the sideline.
I get it. I'm with you. Everybody wants to jump on the coaches immediately for that.
That
but
one's on 22.
I would have loved to know who that was really on. It looked like it was probably on Jalen McCullough.
Yes.
But I would love to know exactly what happened.
He's tapping his shoulder pads after.
Yeah.
He's tapping his chest plate afterwards, saying
Yeah,
it's my fault.
yeah, freshman, man. I mean, hey, freshman, but you're not a freshman anymore. You gotta be better there. But let me go back to the phones. I can't believe being talking about syrup on here.
Okay, you have to admit, if Trey Smith pancaked somebody and he pulled out a little thing of syrup from Cracker Barrel and started pouring it all over the defender that he just pancaked, that would be pretty awesome. And I like what Z Hamilton VFL 23 says on the text box. After Trey pours the syrup, Darnell Wright and Wanya Morris need to walk over and put dinner napkins in front of their pads.
Yeah, we getting out of hand. What about the next play, Ben? We gonna stop playing football to do a sketch comedy?
It won't take too long.
What about the football play? What about the rest of the game? So Trey's gonna whip out a syrup packet. Don't care where it's from. A pancake syrup packet, and then he's gonna pour it all over the defender, and then Wanye and Darnell Wright is gonna just show up out of nowhere with napkins, and then he's gonna put napkins over the top of them too.
Exactly.
What are the
And then
referees doing? What are the referees doing? Are they calling?
They're laughing. They're laughing, and they are encouraging the defender that just got pancaked to retire because you can't come back from that as a football player.
Shouldn't have got pancaked.
That's right.
That could be a new segment on Monday Night Football.
You got
pancaked.
Shh, they might try to take it from us.
Well, you know how folks like to copy things.
They might take it from us, man. You got pancaked. That's it right there, man. That's like you got moss. Well, come on, man. Let's get to Tramel. Tramel, good morning.
You know the little meme with the little white girl that's blinking, the little 4-year-old is blinking and looking different there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That GIF he's talking about, Swain.
Which one?
That awkward-looking girl. She's just like looking around the room. She's got like those little buck teeth.
Y'all gotta see me that one. I haven't seen that one. I don't think.
I think you recognize it when you see it.
Okay.
Hey, and the only way it'll be cool is if he pulled a syrup like Salt Bay and look in the camera.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta do it like the Salt Bay.
Anyway, so oh my God, y'all crazy.
I think Trey Smith next year should dress up as Dave Chappelle Fresh Prince skit from Chappelle Show, walking around with a plate of pancakes. All right, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm getting off. See, yeah, it's y'all's fault.
So I guess when I asked that question a couple weeks ago about the players getting better and who was gonna be upperclassmen, freshmen, whatever, whatnot. I guess everybody, huh? Got Blakely out there balling. Everybody out there balling, man. Everybody trying to get them a play, man. When they get on the field, man, I like that. Everybody's hungry to try to make a play. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my stat. Baby. I'm trying to get my stat. You feel me?
They're just trying to do their job. They're trying to do the job and win, man. And they're playing unselfish. They're playing hard. And which I don't. At the beginning of the game, there were some comments on Twitter about they're not being ready to play and effort being an issue. I just don't know what people be talking about when they watch the football game. I didn't see that. I just saw a team that was on their heels a little bit because Kentucky was doing some new things and they had to go adjust. They had to go adjust, and they did that and shut them down the second half.
Yeah, I'm finna get it to you, right, man. So
give me what?
Want the homie to leave?
You can give me what?
You still want the homie to leave, huh?
Who, Trubisky?
Nope. No. JG.
I didn't say I wanted him to leave.
You did?
Nope.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I said if I was him, I would leave. I never said I wanted him to leave.
Okay. All right. I get it. But
Terrell tried, though. He tried to get me. No, I never said I wanted him to leave. I've never said I wanted a player to leave the program.
The only thing that you did was you called for an open quarterback change, or a competition, I'm sorry. And then after the Alabama game, you said that it would be hard to watch him play the next week after the stunt that he pulled at the goal line.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you've ever said.
Pretty much,
and,
yeah.
And then, like you mentioned, that you thought it would be in his best interest to maybe transfer.
865-255-03. I thought he was going to try to say something about his Titans, which he should be bragging about the Titans, man. The Titans probably the team of the weekend. And the Atlanta Falcons. I'll give them credit, too. The Titans and the Falcons were the teams of the weekend in the NFL. Swain Event, be right back. How you doing?
You're driving
Good.
home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're
not the
being
very
arrested
second.
for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't
Jason
mean you're
Swain.
guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment?
It's called
Does
the
that
Swain
sound
event.
good? Does that not
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture.
So
Because office
Monday through
furniture outfitters
Fridays,
met my furniture needs.
I
50,000
broadcast
square foot
on
facility, they have
100.9
East Tennessee's
FM,
largest selection
850
and are the best value for
AM,
new and used
and
office furniture. Located
so
in
I
Knoxville,
basically run my own
it's easy to find
business.
everything you need for
Yeah,
your
I
new
run my own
space,
business,
including
so
desks, file cabinets, chairs,
SwainEvent.com,
conference tables, and more. Office
SwainEvent
Furniture
app,
Outfitters is
so
turnkey.
I don't
They
work
came
for a
to my
station, I
place,
work for
we
myself.
mapped everything out
Yeah.
that was needed. They delivered and
Yeah, man,
did
go
this,
for it.
set everything up. To learn more about what Office
Absolutely.
Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to
They better.
OFOKnox.com.
Better.
That's OFO.
Yeah, defense is great.
You know what? The holiday season reminds me of SEC football. You need touchdowns over turnovers. So let me tell you about my friends who are ready to help. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union is ready to help you make this holiday season special for you and your family. They offer a special holiday loan at a very low interest rate and affordable payment to help you make those purchases for your family this holiday season. Oh, I get it. You're going all out this year. You're going to get that car, that boat, motorcycle, or camper for that special someone in your life. Alcoa 10 has the lowest interest rates around. They have money ready to lend you to help you make this holiday season one you would never forget. The process is fast, easy, and painless, and the decisions are made local. So you gotta give the loan experts at Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union a call, 865-977-3118, or check them out and apply online, atfcu.com. Better rates, better service, Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. ATFCU is an equal housing lender.
If you aren't following the Swain event on Twitter, then are you even on Twitter? Hit that follow button. It's the right thing to do.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Live here at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive, 9615 Parkside Drive to be exact. Ben McKee, Brad Matthews back in the Low T Center studio. Man, show is fun.
I have good news for you.
Oh, what you got?
So you know how the Bears won this weekend, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear some good news about that?
Nope.
Breaking news.
Nope. I don't want to hear any news about the Bears.
Oh, yes, you do. Their playoff chances improved. They now have a
2.8% chance.
They now have a 2.8% chance of making the playoffs after yesterday's humongous win over Jeff Driscoll and the Detroit Lions.
It would mean something if the Cowboys would have done their job. You're playing at home. You can't beat the Vikings. Ugh. Dude, this season's over for the Bears. We ain't going to the playoffs. It's not happening. Vikings, a couple games above us. Packers, a couple games above us. It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. Thanks, Ben. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
I remember a couple of weeks ago when we were saying Tennessee's not making a bowl game.
That's
no
right.
chance, no way.
That's right. We did say that. We were looking forward to basketball season. Weren't even talking about a bowl game. And look at Tennessee now. Your Bears could do the same.
Did you really try to make that point?
0% chance.
Did y'all really try to make that point to me?
Yep, a 2.8% chance of making the playoffs is better than a 0% chance.
Guys, there's a limited amount of playoff spots. There's 2 wild cards per conference. There's 87 bowl games. The turkey jerky toilet bowl in New Mexico, Albuquerque. Like, they got all these crazy bowls. Don't try to make me feel better about that win against the Lions. It don't mean anything. The Lions sorry. See? I'll tell you, man, y'all something else. Let me be happy about Tennessee winning, all right? Don't talk about the Bears. Don't talk about them. Trubisky, now he want to throw 3 touchdowns. It's too late now. I'm done with you, Trubisky. Done. There's no coming back. No coming back. On a more serious note, and then I want to do this to start the show, but the start did not go as planned, and Ben alluded to it at the beginning of touchdown turnover. Today's a special day. It is Veterans Day, and Ben, Army brat himself, traveled around as a youngster, and I see the relationship between him and his father, and his father was the biggest role model to him, and this is just a special day for all of us because we don't get a chance to do what we're doing today. We live in the land of the free because of the sacrifice that family members have made, friends of family, and people that we don't even know make sacrifices for us, put their lives on the line for us to live without a worry of maybe terrorism. And we've seen our fair share of acts in American history, and we honor those people that fought for this country and lost their lives due to the acts of terrorism. But we don't have to look over our shoulder every single day and worry about being bombed or being attacked by another country, because we do have soldiers, we do have armed forces that keep us safe. And this year, my immediate family, we lost a very close family member who served in the Army. We got a diagnosis around early in the year, January. We thought we caught it early with cancer. Went back a couple weeks later after being told, caught it early, go in, we schedule a simple procedure, go in, we'll remove the cancer. So we go in that day, a couple weeks later, and we're told it's too late. It's spread too late. So you got about 18 months. And in those 18 months, so you know what, we're gonna fight, we're gonna battle, we're gonna go to this place, we're gonna go to this cancer place, this cancer treatment place, and went to Atlanta. My cousin was from Maryland, so went to Atlanta. I drove down to see him one evening, drove back the same night, did the show the next morning, and we got that timeline from the doctor around May, around April, May, and my cousin didn't even make it to September. And I just, I think about him because at the memorial service, my great uncle, who retired Master Sergeant in the Air Force, during the service, wore his uniform. How many people can still wear their uniform from literally 60 years or 70 years prior. My great uncle's 91 years old, and he wore his uniform at his son's memorial service. And after he finished saying his words, the silent but powerful action of just the salute is what my uncle did for his son that he lost this year to stomach cancer. And so, Veterans Day is special. It's a special day. My mom and dad met in the Air Force. You've heard the story so many different times. I lost my dad when I was 9 years old due to gun violence. And the Air Force, Armed Forces molded me because, man, I don't know about you, man, but I know I had to make my bed up the same way that folks that serve made their bed up in the morning. There's a certain way. You got to tuck it in this way. No, you can't tuck it like that. You got to tuck it like this. Come on, man. Let me tuck it the way I want to tuck it. So you learn discipline. You learn how to do things the right way. And so I'm just very, very thankful for all the soldiers, all the people that serve our great country. I want to do that tribute a little bit early in the show, but we had phone callers and then we had audio stuff. And so glad that we're able to get to it now, though. But let's get to the phones this morning. I got a few minutes before the top of the hour break. And let's go to, let's see here. Jay is on. Jay and David in Louisville. Jay, good morning.
Jay dropped off, so let's get to David in Louisville.
Oh, Jay's a quitter. Let's get to Louisville. Let's go to Louisville, get David. David, good morning.
Good morning, Swain. Wow, that was a compelling story right there. My prayers and thoughts are with your family. And just to piggyback on you, I want to thank everyone for their service and active duty, retired, and those that made the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. 2 points. I'm going to pick the petty one to go second. The first one, we talked about the goal line stand and the amazing job we did playing fundamental football and the trust that Nigel Warrior had. But I want to actually talk about the third and goal play, right after the penalty. Ball's on the one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy named Henry To'oto'o.
Yes.
That met a running back 1 foot from the goal line and stood him straight the heck up to force a 4th and goal. That dude, when's the last time we seen a linebacker come in at 18 years old as a true freshman and do the things he's done so far?
I've been waiting for this moment, David. I've been waiting for this moment to give you, I won't say a comparison, but someone that I play with that reminds me of Henry To'oto'o. And Henry's better than him as a true freshman. You know who that is? That's Gerard Mayo. He reminds me of Gerard Mayo. He's smart. He's athletic. He makes plays. He has this quiet, leadership to him. Gerard Mayo didn't play as a true freshman like that. He wore 53, and then he got 7, and then he tore it up. But Henry To'oto'o reminds me so much of Gerard Mayo. So much. Gerard Mayo, when he left, 10th overall pick to the New England Patriots. What is Gerard Mayo doing right now? He's defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. Henry To'oto'o, man, is that dude. Hour 3 coming up, Swain event.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
While the players are gearing up for the gridiron, it's time for you to get geared up at Alumni Hall. Find the best selection of Nike, Nike Golf, Peter Millar, and all those retro logos you love. And the 2 for $28 t-shirt deal? Game changer. And don't forget about the rest of your game day crew. There are plenty of options for the entire family and to upgrade that tailgate. Shop now at one of their 6 convenient locations in Tennessee or 24/7 at alumnihall.com. It's football time in Tennessee.
The holidays are right around the corner, which means holiday party season will be here before you know it. This year, how about a dead-end rendition on your holiday tradition? Get festive at your holiday party with a catered meal from Dead End Barbecue. Their holiday menu offers traditional dishes with a dead-end twist, like their smoked turkey breast and cornbread dressing. To find out more about how Dead End can help you with your holiday party, give them a call at 865-212-5655 or email catering at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The holiday party menu search is over.
Soreness, bumps, and bruises are a part of everyday life, whether you're a Vol or not. Surgery can be too, even for weekend warriors. Something that can get you back to feeling your best is therapeutic massage. If you've had surgery or are feeling the wear and tear of life, give our friends at In Touch Massage Knoxville a visit. They have a hand-picked staff and offer a clinical focus for folks going through joint replacement and cancer treatment. They serve neurological patients like those being treated for MS, ALS, and Parkinson's. Their staff even includes a lymphedema specialist. Plus, they offer a great relaxation massage. Don't ignore your pain any longer. Let the therapists from In Touch Massage Knoxville help. Located just west of downtown Knoxville at 601 South Concord Street, or find them online at intouchmassagenknoxville.com and on the phone at 865-236-1425.
Due to a special purchase, Beatty Chevrolet has over 100 pre-owned crossovers and SUVs at tremendous savings during the $1 Million Markdown event. 100 crossovers and SUVs from Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, and more. All makes and models starting at $89.95. And we'll buy your vehicle on the spot. Plus, get the Beatty warranty for life during the $1 Million Markdown. Only at Beatty Chevrolet in Knoxville or shop BeattyChevrolet.com. Sale prices plus tax, title, and license.
Do you want a custom-themed tumbler or bottle to show off your team spirit every day of the week? Then look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. All of their bottles and tumblers are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. New this year are their stemless 12-ounce tumblers, perfect for repping your team while enjoying your favorite wine. They also have new 3-in-1 jackets to use as a koozie for a can or bottle, or you can pop a lid on it and use it as a 12-ounce tumbler or coffee cup. Be sure to check out everything Game Time Sidekicks has to offer at GameTimeSidekicks.com. Game Time Sidekicks, helping fans show your colors and carry your team with unique gear you will actually use.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, live here at Beatty Chevrolet, 9615 Parkside Drive. New Silverado double cab, 25950, the Beatty warranty for life. Also pre-owned truck starting at $10,995, up to $7,500 off the new Chevy Colorados. Chevy Cruze, $14,995. New Silverado Crew Cab up to $15,000 off here at Beatty Chevrolet. Brad Matthews, Ben McKee back in the Low T Center studio holding things down. And looks like we need to get back to the phones because the phones are packed. So let's do that. Let's bring in Evan. Evan, Nila Mafia, and Volstorm. Evan, good morning.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, I just wanted to make a quick point, and this may have been made already, but I haven't been able to listen this morning. I know the popular choice for play of the game is in that goal line stand, either that third down or fourth down. But honestly, to me, it's Darrell Middleton blocking that extra point. Because if that extra point isn't blocked, all South Carolina has to do is kick a field goal, at the end of that game, and we're going to overtime. And honestly, with our red zone offense, I'm not feeling too comfortable with us coming out of that. So I just want to say, to me, like, big props on that play. And that may have already been talked about, but just want to throw that in.
No, it has not been talked about. And the thing is, you never know what play is going to be the play of the game. You never know. And could that be the play of the game? Yes. Also, Paxton Brooks not making the routine catch and punt was another play of the game that went against us. I mean, you work on that 87 times a day, and you mess that up and give Kentucky an easy touchdown. So if he kicks the ball, then they may not score that, and Tennessee is not in the position that they were in, facing a 13-3 deficit there in the first half. But there's a lot of plays we can look at, Evan, and we can point out and go, okay, yeah, this was the play. This was a turning point of the football game. But your play that you mentioned is certainly a very, very important play. And it's a teachable moment for everyone who plays special teams and they play on the field goal block team, because how often do we see field goal extra points blocked? We don't see them blocked. So sometimes guys don't give 100% effort, but you just never know. You play hard, you get a fingertip on it, and you create a miss. You force a miss from the kicker. It can be the difference between Kentucky having to kick a field goal to win or to tie it, or Kentucky having to score a touchdown to try to win the game. So great point by you, Evan, and we had not brought that up so far during the show. Let's.
You guys have a great day.
Oh, you too, man. Thank you so much. We have Neela Mafia, or do we have Volstorm?
Volstorm.
Volstorm. Good morning.
Triple O giving some kind of excuse about how he can't get on the line. I got through pretty easy.
Yeah, man.
See, the reason Triple O can't get in at the moment is because we are only accepting calls from winners this Monday morning.
You gonna learn today,
man.
Boys, it was a great weekend for the Swain Event Radio family, except for Lions fans.
Yeah, they lost to sorry Mitchell Trubisky. I'm gonna pull a Matt Jones on y'all, Lions fans. How do you lose to my team? We're not that good.
Well, here's the excuse he's going to use. I'm just going to get you ready. Well, Matthew Stafford was out.
I mean, it is kind of valid though, Volstorm, man, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of valid, and it's not like we won by multiple scores either. We won by one touchdown against Jeff Driscoll. So,
But boys, have you heard that Trey Smith's got a new sponsorship?
And your mama?
Don't say it. I've already said it twice this morning.
Well, first of all, I said it before you checked the timestamp on the text box.
I don't read the text box.
Yeah, I
That's
know
a
you
lie.
can't read. Shut up.
That's a lie.
But
do read the text box.
Trey is going to be sponsored by The Barrel. There's a new special on the breakfast menu. It's a stack of pancakes and a big old glass of OJ.
I like it. I want the lineman to
If
get
they
some
had
money.
the perfect size stirrup bottles, he could keep that on his pad.
Exactly.
And not have to worry about him getting messed up. And he just pulls it out and pours it all over.
Now, are there blueberries or strawberries with the pancakes as well?
Here we go. Here we go.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Chocolate
I
chip
guess you
pancakes are
could
good.
pick whichever one you want.
So we can order the pancakes and then, in addition, ask for things to come with it?
Yes. Blueberries, strawberries, bananas, chocolate chips, just whatever you want. Whatever Trey Smith says you could have that day.
Hey, what exit are y'all off on?
Do what?
What exit are y'all off on? We're driving down 40 with this pancake, and y'all got off like 3 or 4 exits, man. Y'all in the back road. Y'all over there in Rockwood.
No, there's a barrel over there near Turk Creek. So we're at whatever exit that is. What's that, Campbell Station?
Hey, there's one right near where Swain is. It's just down the road.
That's right. That's true. 3 minutes away.
Hey, anything to put some money in Trey Smith's pocket, I'm cool with. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's get the lineman some love.
I can't see him on the pancake bottle though. Instead of having the apron and everything like Aunt Jemima, he's got the cowboy hat on.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And then there needs to be a phrase on it. Them orange britches.
Yeah.
No, you got pancaked. You got pancaked. That's the phrase.
No, you got pancaked
Them
by the orange
orange
britches.
Golly, man. Oh, boy. Good thing we're not on marketing teams for companies. It's a good thing we don't do marketing.
I think they'd love our ideas.
I think we'd make them a lot of money.
Maybe we'll see it. Who knows?
Boys, I'm gonna, you got a lot of people that are coming back and saying, well, see, y'all shouldn't have been so hard on JG. I'm gonna tell you what caused JG to do what he's been doing the past few weeks has been the adversity.
You trying to take credit? Wait a minute, Vossor. Are you trying to take credit for JG's improved play?
Yes, I am. I was hard on him. I admit it. I don't take a bit of it back either.
Well, I mean, I don't take anything back what I said, but I don't. Here's the issue with this, Volstorm. There's people that's going to justify talking about his parents, calling him out of his name, saying some stuff that's just over the line disrespectful. I know I haven't said that.
No. I agree with that.
Yeah. So
I didn't attack him personally.
Yeah, but
I attacked his play on the field.
me too. And it was valid. It was fair. And yes, he deserved it. And you know what? He answered that he answered the critics, the outside critics, and he probably answered the inside critics, the one that's right in between his ears, because he for some reason didn't believe that he could do it. He wasn't playing the way he should have been playing at the start of the season. So he answered the critic inside of his head. He answered the critic right down the room from him in the coach's office. He answered maybe some critics inside of the locker room, because during the broadcast, Jordan Rodgers mentioned that some of the trust in the locker room went missing because of his play. So, hey, he did a really good job, and he deserves credit. But I don't think anyone should feel bad for criticizing the way he played early in the season, because he played like trash. Simple as that.
And boy, do we know how Jordan Rodgers loves to air dirty family laundry.
Oh, man. Leave him alone. I saw a report where they are working on it, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy they're working on it. That was a good one, though, Ben.
Maybe they could have a reality TV show about it.
Yeah, Aaron ain't doing that. Yeah, Aaron.
Aaron likes those commercials.
He bring his State Farm agent with him.
Yeah, Aaron don't do that. Aaron don't have his business in the streets. No, he don't do that. You ain't seen any TMZ photos of him and Danica Patrick together when they was together. You didn't see none of that stuff. Aaron Rodgers keeps his business on the low. Smart celebrity. All right, Volstorm, what else you got, man? You get me off track.
Guys, before I go, anybody hear what Matt Jones had to say on his show after the loss? Nobody else did either. See you, boys.
Golly, man. Listen, I understand y'all's hate of Matt Jones. I really do. And but personally, Matt Jones has been a pretty good friend and soundboard to me. But I do get why he deserves some of the comments he gets from Tennessee fans. I think it's hilarious. And he tried to play the whole, what are you happy for? You're supposed to be Kentucky. No. You can't trash talk Tennessee and then downplay it when they lose, when Kentucky loses to Tennessee. Can't have it both ways, Matt. Can't do it that way. 865-255-03 B-Drive Waterproofing Hotline. Where's Triple O? Where's Triple O?
I did message him and tell him that the phone lines are wide open. Right now, we don't have a single caller, and I DM'd him. I slid in his DMs.
Where's Triple O?
It went down in the DMs, and I did tell him that the phone lines were open if he wanted to call in.
Where's Triple O?
I don't know where Triple O is, but I sure would like to know where all the people who told me Jared Garantano was incapable of winning an SEC game are.
Told us.
And he has since led Tennessee to wins over South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Kentucky.
I mean, why would anybody say that in 2019 when he did it twice last year?
Because when JG was not playing well earlier in the year, folks were too emotional. I get being disappointed, but
I mean,
to say that he's incapable of winning another game on Tennessee's schedule, and my point at the time was, what have you seen from Kentucky, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Mississippi State to make you think that Tennessee can't beat them? That was kind of my whole.
Well, this is what gets people in trouble. All you should have done is just added a few words, and that statement would have been true about him not being able to beat the SEC team. Because if Jared would have continued to play like he played against Georgia State and BYU, then that phrase is correct.
Yep.
Jared is not going to beat an SEC team the way he played against BYU and Georgia State. That's what that person should have said. But if he improves and play like he played last year, then yes, he's capable of beating every team on the schedule other than maybe Georgia, Alabama, and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the person should have said. 865-255-03 live here at Beatty Chevrolet, Parkside Drive. 9615 Parkside Drive. Tennessee getting a big-time win over those Kitties in Lexington. I said 20-17. I said 20-17. 17-13. It's close. I was close. Thought it'd be low scoring. Thought it'd be close. I was close. A couple points off. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
For a limited time only, Hiller is offering 0% interest financing for up to 48 months on qualifying high-efficiency HVAC systems. With no down payment required, expert installations, and convenient monthly payments, now is the perfect time to schedule. Visit happyhiller.com today.
Call the happy face truck today.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technician to see how we can get your phone working today.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. The next thing you know, you're being arrested for DUI. Be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call DUI and criminal defense attorney Marcos Garza. Put this number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty, say Garza. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Gentlemen, are you feeling tired and grumpy? It could be low T, or it could be sleep apnea. Millions of men not only suffer from low T, but also undiagnosed sleep apnea. Low T Center provides a complete health assessment to check all of your levels. And right now, they're offering a $49 home sleep test to find out if you have sleep apnea in the comfort of your own bed. Low T Center makes it quick and easy to take care of your health, and most health insurance is accepted. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey, Mr. Mack, you heard the lowdown? Nah, homie, give me the word on what's going on. Tell him what it is, Big Will.
Mac, now the lowdown is no money down, only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa. No money down at the new Open Franklin down, no down. Only at the new Open Franklin Motors in Alcoa, 2 minutes from the airport. So fly on down to the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, home of the original low down, no down payment. That is, why would you buy from anywhere else when you know we gonna get you done? Good credit, bad credit, slow credit, we will get you approved. So come on down to 911 Louisville Road, the new Open Franklin Motors next to Walmart, or call 865-980-8216. Turn down for what?
There is a slight chance of rain today, mostly sunny with a high of 64. The chance of rain increases immensely overnight with a low of 33. The showers continue tomorrow with a high near 36 and a low around 18. The sun comes back out on Wednesday with a high in the low 40s. Weather on the Swain event is brought to you by Be Dry. If your basement is wet or cracked, Be Dry can help. BeDry.com. Do you have sloping or uneven floors, foundation cracks, or a leaning chimney? Do your windows and doors not open properly, or are there gaps where the floor and walls meet? Don't worry, B-Dry offers approved foundation repair solutions like steel I-beams, helical piering, epoxy injections, carbon fiber applications, and more. Make sure that your home is on stable ground with B-Dry. Call them at 865-588-0454 or find them online at bdry.com.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Hey, you know we going hard on them. One game at a time. You know why? Cause it's what? Football time in Tennessee, baby. PFL's for life. Football time in Tennessee. It's football time in Tennessee. We going hard on them. Rocky Top, hard on them. Rocky Top, hard on them. It's football time in Tennessee. We going hard on them. Rocky Top, hard on them. Rocky Top, hard on them. Let's rock, let's roll. We got, we go. They stop, we go. Hey. You know we going hard.
You know we going hard. Hey, Andy is my client. I'm signing Andy. I'm his manager. I'm his agent. That's Andy right there, man. He was flowing.
Flowing and going like Swiper Boy.
Where's Triple OG Jamie? Is he called yet?
The phone lines have been wide open for about 7 to 9 minutes, and he is yet to call.
Wide open spaces. Hey, real quick on the text box, we got Tremel from chat asking, what was the name of that linebacker that was a walk-on? I think he's alluding to Ryan Carl when we were discussing the linebackers who Henry Toto reminds Swain of. Swain said Gerard Mayo.
Ryan Carl was not what the walk-on.
I thought he started as a walk-on, then got put on.
That was Colton Jumper.
I got you.
Oh, don't be stereotyping, Brad.
What you mean?
Don't be stereotyping.
Nick Reveiz wasn't my first name.
Don't be stereotyping the white linebackers, Brad.
I thought that's where he was going. Honestly, I thought Ryan Carl had his first year on walk-on.
No, he was a scholarship safety player from I want to say Father Ryan, and then he moved to linebacker. Where'd you get that song from, Ben?
Andy's Twitter account.
When did Andy post that?
I believe it was last night, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll send it to you, Swain.
No, I'm good. You don't need to, Brad. I don't have enough memory on my computer to hold any more videos. You buy that?
You better delete.
Yeah, I don't have any more memory on my phone or my computer, so don't send me any more videos, Brad. I'm good. I don't need that video. Good. You think Andy sent that video to some recruits?
Yes, probably sent it to Tyler Barron, who Tyler Barron tweeted out yesterday that he thinks he's come to a decision.
I'm trying to keep my comments to myself. I hope so. I mean, I hope he came to a decision by now. Father's on the staff at Tennessee. I would hope there's some type of decision made. I mean, it's time, man. It's time for him to get in the boat. Yeah, we got to know what we need to do. We need to know, okay, like, do we need to continue to recruit defensive ends or what? And it's getting kind of weird for him not to be in the boat right now. So I didn't do a good job keeping my comments to myself because I said what I was thinking.
No, you did not.
I got a habit of doing that. Anyways, let's go back to the phone. Nope, no triple O. But it is Kenny. Kenny is a better phone call than triple O. That's just facts. Kenny, good morning.
Morning. I got a quick question. Seems like the defensive line has improved more than any other unit this year. What is it that's improved so much? Is it technique? Is it depth? I mean, how have they gotten so much better in such a short span of time?
Well, I think it's technique. I mean, depth. You really haven't added any bodies. I mean, you got the same guys that you've had start of the season. I mean, I was really scared when we lost Emmett Gooden for the season. I mean, he was the most productive defensive lineman coming back, and we lose him. But Aubrey Solomon stepped his game up. I saw Big Daddy Elijah Simmons in there. He's on a red shirt, so why not play him? He was in there, did a good job there in the goal line. I mean, you look at other guys who have stepped up and play well, which made the Jay Hardy to Auburn hurt so much because Tracy Rocker's done a really good job with the defensive linemen. So I wouldn't say it's depth, but I would say it is definitely technique and guys improving, getting better each and every day.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Swain.
What about you guys? How y'all feel about that question? Want to answer it differently? Agree, disagree?
I was answering the phone. What's the question? I'm sorry.
Kenny asked about the improvement of the defensive line. Would you attribute it to the depth improving or technique improving?
Coaching, technique.
And technique.
Yeah.
They're developing the skills that these guys came in with, and they're finally starting to add to their God-given ability, in my opinion.
Yeah, because even maybe this is just my thought, but to me, I don't think that Tennessee's depth is necessarily great at defensive line. I just think that
it's poor.
That the best guys that you have at that position are finally really starting to play good football. Aubrey Solomon, Daryl Middleton, you've got Jaquan Blakely in there making a play. Latrell Bumpus
bounced around from position to position.
The guys that you saw in fall camp that you expected to be your 2 to 3 to 4, and you can throw in Greg Emerson. Those 2 to 3 to 4 guys at the top of the room are finally starting to put it all together, and it's just really clicked for them over the last couple of weeks. And I think that's what you're starting to see. Because to me, and maybe Swain, you would have a better number, but to me, a good depth situation, Tennessee would have like 7, 8, 9 linemen that could rotate in and out, and Tennessee just isn't there right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking like at least 8, more like 10 range. Brad, didn't I tell you don't send me that video? Huh?
I told you I was, though. Told you to clear room. I'm a man of my word.
You sent it to my DMs, man. I don't have room for any more DMs. I don't have any more memory. Brad.
Sir.
Why's Andy in the dark?
I think he's driving at night.
It's mood lighting.
Why's Andy doing a video driving at night?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, he's in the car. Who knows if he's actually driving?
Is he in the car?
Where he can vibe the best.
I thought he was.
I told you don't send me this video. Now I'm watching it. Brad, why'd you do this to me, man?
Going hard on him.
Why is Andy in the dark? Andy, turn on a light or something, man.
Because he's going hard on him.
He's
Andy,
trying to vibe, man.
Where's the lights in this video? Told you, Brad. I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you right now. I'm reporting you and I'm blocking you. Don't send me any more videos, Brad. No more videos. You banned from sending videos, man. Unfollow,
Only
block.
Lamar Jackson stats.
You can see me that spin move though.
All I know, if Brad sends me one more Ravens clip, I'm blocking Brad.
You can see.
I thought I was pretty tame this week.
You can send me that spin move. That was nasty. But don't send me any more videos, rap videos from Andy, in the dark. Where's Andy this morning?
See what had happened was
sleep.
Where's
he's
Andy
either
this morning?
asleep or he's working.
I love Andy's love and passion for Tennessee. I'm joking about the music video, but I ain't joking about Andy's love and passion for Tennessee. I love that. Andy, I need some answers though. Why did you record this rap video in the dark? I just need to know that. Where's Triple OG, Jamie?
Still has not called in.
Mm. 865-255-03 B-Dry Waterproofing Hotline.
You got me thinking of Petey from Remember the Titans, Swain. I just need to know. Man, I just need to know.
Oh, we got a phone caller. Let's see if it's him.
I don't want to talk any trash, okay? I'm not in the mood to brag about my Bears. They stink, all right? I don't want to brag about my Bears. I don't.
Just keep watching that spin move. It'll get you through the day.
Is that Triple O?
It is not Triple O. It is Nathan.
Let's get to Nathan. Nathan's way better than Triple O. Nathan, good morning.
Dude, Nathan's just as good as Triple O.
No, better. Better.
Better. Okay.
Yes,
I like that. I like that better. Yeah. So, hey, but that was a good call. The guy made the point up about the extra point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that turned out to be a very big play. And in these types of games, you know, either missing an extra point or getting one blocked really always seems to come back and play a part, and that certainly happened. Man, you know, I want to give credit to what Bob Stoops in Kentucky's done up there with that offense, the way that they've had to try to play with that quarterback that really can't throw and coming up and scheming and figuring things out with that particular guy and getting the yardage that, you know, they had a bye week, so I think they did a great job. And I think Florida State, I don't think they could go wrong with bringing him down there with that same staff. I think they would make hay in the ACC with that group.
I think you do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this though, you know, I think sometimes the statement, you know, making adjustments kind of can get a little bit overblown. But our coaching staff being able to come out and really take away a lot of what they were doing in the second half and putting us in a position to win that game, I don't think that we've seen that in a long time.
We haven't, because if you go look at the second half of the last couple games, Alabama, how many points they scored in the second half? 7? Carolina didn't score any. Kentucky didn't score any. UAB scored 7 in the garbage time, but we were on our way to pitching a shutout. I mean, the adjustments that Tennessee's defense staff has made at halftime. How do you not recognize that?
Yeah, like I said, it's been very impressive to me to see us be able to do that. And I think Jeremy Pruitt obviously has a super sharp defensive mind, and I think Derek Ansley is evidently just a really up and coming sharp guy that probably brings a lot to the table too when it comes to that. But I just think it's been very impressive to see us take away what they're doing come second half offensively, and just put us in those positions to win. And I think that we finished the year with 7 wins. I think it's a totally different year than last year. I know we're in the same spot, but we're healthier. We have Trey Smith going into this part of the year. Last year he was out. I think the team, all in all together, has really matured and has a different mindset. Nigel Warrior is playing his best football, and I think he gets drafted. But I think we got some excitement going in the next two games. I think we're going to win them.
I do too, man. Thanks so much for the phone call, Nathan. Really appreciate it. Another caller better than Triple OG, Jamie. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Thanks so much for the phone call again.
Chris from Dyer says that Andy is actually out on the recruiting trail. You asked where he was this morning. He's actually out on the recruiting trail.
I mean, you would have thought that we got
all of your
a
favorite
phone call from him today because Tennessee won. And Tennessee got some commitments, right? Got a commitment from Mobile.
And he's got his hands full.
Maybe he's making another song. I don't know, man.
We have another phone call.
Is it someone better than Triple O?
It is. It's another Nathan.
Let's get to Nathan, who's also better than Triple OG Jamie.
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, listen, I want to say, and I know you talked about it, but Swain, it was so good to see when Kentucky hit us in the mouth Saturday. We didn't just lay down. We came back and we fought through it to get the win. I mean, because I began to think back after the game, man, Georgia State hit us in the mouth early when they got the turnover and things didn't go our way, and we just didn't know how to respond. I mean, and I think it's just so refreshing to see this team grow up and play the way they're playing. And man, I'm really excited. And look, I'll be honest, I almost called you back last week when you were talking about JG in the Mississippi State game and how you thought he played, and that was the reason we won in the second half. Because I just still was kind of doubting him. But, man, I tell you, I've been a critic, but how can you not be happy for a kid that has overcome so much like he has? I mean, to be booed, to, have people literally not wanting you to play, and then you come out and perform like he did, it just, man, it's got to make you just smile for the kid.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's awesome, what he's done. But I just wanted to share that. Swain, love the show, man. Enjoy listening to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I know it wasn't as blatant and clear as it was Kentucky game that JG came in and helped us win that game, but he did the same thing against Mississippi State. It just wasn't as clear. You wasn't down 13 points, and JG didn't come in and throw strikes like he did against Kentucky. But yeah, the running game improved, the passing game improved. JG did a really good job coming in Mississippi State. It was a big reason why we won that game too. So, thank you, Josh Palmer. Thank you. Thank you, Josh Palmer. Because, all spring, all summer, I was like, hey, man, this guy has a chance to be the best receiver we got. I mean, he has all the tools. Got a chance to be the best receiver. Got a chance. And catch and run. His knee was down, but still just to catch and run, just the instinct. That's the instincts of a receiver that's been hanging around Juwan Jennings. Catching it, getting upfield, going to score. The catch, the body control. Guys, that catch reminded me of Brett Smith 2004 against Florida when we played them at home. The body control, getting 1 foot in, the touchdown. Man, what a throw by JG. Some folks still don't want to give JG any credit. That's a great throw by JG. Up and away from the defense, so only his receiver can get it. Wow. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and JG did that. Juwan did that. Callaway. Is there another receiver that's better at 50-50 balls than Callaway in this conference? I don't know, man. I don't know. He don't get a lot of opportunities like maybe some of the LSU receivers, but
Cager's up there.
But Callaway, when he gets opportunity, he gets it. Even triple coverage throws that Juwan Jennings made in the South Carolina game, he goes up and gets it. Wow.
Echoing kind of what Nathan said there, going back to one of Ben's tweets following the game on Saturday about Jarrett Garantano on battling through adversity this season. Jarrett said, This is probably one of the worst experiences of my life, to be honest.
Yeah.
I told the coaches I've never felt like this when I was playing football. Being able to get back to my old self feels pretty good, and I thank God. Battling through adversity, battling through the injury, battling through the boos and this fan base that can be all over you at sometimes, be your best friend or your worst enemy, you got to give JG some credit there.
I give him credit for just being honest, being candid.
Yeah.
Then you think about, I think he's 21, 22 years old, somewhere around there. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know his family, but you got both your mom, you got your dad, his sister goes to Tennessee. I'm sure he's faced a little bit of adversity in his life, injuries here and there. But I don't know if he's faced anything like having an entire fan base not want you to play. Having the coaches put in a receiver at quarterback to keep the fans from booing you and hurting recruiting. I mean, think about this now. Having Jordan Rodgers basically point out how you went rogue in one of the biggest games of the year against the number one team in the country. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. He went off the script and Bama went down to score. So for him to battle back the way he did and has and play at this certain level, man, it just speaks to him and his family and his teammates. Because you don't play like that unless you get support from the people that matter most, your family and your teammates. One of the coolest scenes I saw at the game, at the end, was all three quarterbacks hugging each other. Because you don't have to pick sides. Like, the quarterbacks are not different gangs you got to select, you got to be in. And if you pick one quarterback, you can't say anything positive about the other quarterback. You got to ride or die with this one quarterback. No. They've all helped Tennessee in the last few weeks be successful. Stroud has helped Tennessee in his own way by his play in South Carolina. Jarrett, Maurer, they've all helped each other. So that was a really good scene, watching those guys hug it out. Remember a couple games ago when I think Mississippi State, Jarrett threw a touchdown pass and it looked like Jarrett's pushing off Brian Maurer, and the narrative that was created to make it seem like those guys didn't like each other or Jarrett was being mean to him. I mean, just silliness. Just craziness.
Somebody just told me JG's second half was mediocre.
Huh?
More like savior in the situation. Was it perfect? No.
That. Someone said that on your DMs?
No, tweeted at me. Or excuse me, no, I misread his. He said he had a good half against a mediocre Kentucky. I'm sorry, I misread.
Oh, I'm about to say.
That makes a little more sense. But even then, still trying to slight JG's performance. And
who cares?
Kentucky's defense is not mediocre. It's actually pretty good. Also, on a totally separate note, surrounding JG, surely, I mean, you start him against Missouri, no questions asked.
No questions. He's a quarterback moving forward for me.
Unless he comes out and just pees down his leg. I don't put Brian Maurer back in there at the moment.
No, I mean, you play well, you play more.
Yep.
As simple as that. I think he deserves to be the guy right now. I mean, he's played solid the last couple games. He's played solid against South Carolina. He played solid against Alabama, except for the fumble and the missed throw to Juwan Jennings. But he's played solid against UAB. I don't see why you put anybody else in right now.
I'm with you.
Like, I'm really trying to rack my brain and think of a reason why you would play Brian Maurer or JG Stroud over JG right now.
The only reason would be because JG gets hurt in practice or something like that.
Timeout. Ben, you were at the game, so you didn't hear this. I caught this from the commentator with Jordan Rodgers. I caught Jordan Rodgers' comment just like I caught Chris Collinsworth's comment yesterday when he said Dak Prescott bought his mom a house. And Dak Prescott's mom passed away in college. I was like, what? No. But I caught a comment from Jordan Rogers during the game, and I asked Brad if he caught this. Did y'all hear Jordan Rogers say that Jawan Jennings walked into the coach's office and told the coach that Jared Gantano gave the team the best chance to win?
Like you said, I was at Mighty Kroger
No,
Field.
you,
I was in.
Yeah, you were at the game. I don't expect you to hear.
No, I know. I'm saying he. I can't remember which broadcast it was earlier in the year, but that was pointed out. I'd have to go back and watch, but this was an event that happened early in the season, somewhat early in the season, maybe October-ish time frame. I can't remember which game it was, but this was something that was talked about that they needed to continue to really try to work with JG because he gives Tennessee the best chance at winning.
I bring that up because after the Alabama game, we talked about, okay, who should be the quarterback and what should happen. And I said, and Chris Lowe said that Wednesday, it didn't matter what we thought. All that mattered was how the players in the locker room felt.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter who we think should be the quarterback. It's good to talk about. It's good radio, whatever. But when it comes to trying to get results, the people that actually impact the results are the people in the locker room, coaches and the players. And if they believe in number two, that's all that matters. And Saturday they proved that they believe in number two. So that's why I mentioned that comment that I heard during the broadcast, because those guys are playing like they believe in them.
Yeah, I didn't hear that during the broadcast. I usually sync up the Ball Network's call with Bob and Tim with the TV, regardless of who's calling. So.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, I caught that. I'm saying, okay, yeah, that's pretty interesting. All right, ESPN, we know that Jared's father played at Rutgers. It's like we know that now. He's in the Hall of Fame. They just ran the same promo. It was funny because even Tom Hart kind of breezed through it. Yeah, y'all heard this before. Yeah, y'all seen it before. Yeah, James Hall of Fame at Rutgers. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Like I kind of caught that. I was laughing. All right, let's go back to the phone. Vol Nation.
What's up, family? How y'all doing, man?
Hey, Vol Nation.
Hey, man, this has been a great weekend. The Titans won. That miracle comeback with Tannehill, the super quarterback, right to come in, pinch hitting for us.
Balling.
And now
I watched the game. I watched it.
Hey, man, they did a great job, running the football, man, and they did what they needed to do to get a win and keep us in it. So we got a shot trying to get to the postseason, I guess. But that was awesome. So that made my Sunday, and then of course Saturday, man, I was so jacked, watching LSU beat the Alabama Crimson Tide. That was awesome. And then, after that game, going right into ours, and you can see that the culture of the team, of the program, has changed. I think they've truly embraced the identity of the coach, and I think above all, they're starting to trust each other on the field and trust the coaching staff. And you can see it, like you said, when Warrior went on and went to the pitch man, and he trusted his guys to do their job, and they came down line and made that play. I mean, it was awesome. You're seeing gang tackling, when Henry Toto came through that hole, and
I think you had too many toes, man. I think you had too many toes.
Well, one of those toes in there, but my wife calls them so. But when he went in and filled that gap and took on that running back on the goal line, and then got some help behind him, man, you're seeing them. They've totally bought in. The defense is really doing an amazing job. I think you guys hit on something earlier. I had gone through some stats and things of that nature, and from MSU. Second half, they only allowed 10 points. Alabama, they only allowed 14 points. USC, 0 points. UAB, 7 points. And Kentucky, 0 points. And so, before this game, even the rushing yards, people were only averaging about 146 yards a game on us before, of course, this previous game because they ran for 302, but they only passed for 25, but they didn't have really a quarterback. But, you could just see how they really bought in and how they're working together as a team, and that's exciting. I also have to give a shout-out to and credit to Coach Pruitt with the ability as a young coach to navigate through these choppy waters of this quarterback carousel and it's having his pulse on the team chemistry, keeping JG's mind in it. You know what I'm saying? Making sure he didn't check out and, being able to go through all the criticism of the fans and the media and everything else, man. I think that's been incredible. I think that should be something that people need to notice.
Yep.
How well of a job Coach Pruitt is actually doing and his staff is actually doing in building these relationships with these kids and coaching these kids up. Because, like you said, these second-half adjustments are incredible. Ansley and Pruitt, Rocker, Rump, Scherer, those guys are doing an awesome job on that side of football and making sure that when they come out, they're giving their offense a chance to go out there and do what they need to do to put us in position to win a football game. And personally, I don't know if there's any two better linebackers right now in the SEC than Batuli and Henry, man. Those two right there are straight balling. The D-line is balling. I'm really excited about where this team is going. And, like I said, I don't think Tennessee's going to be a team that you really want to play in the next few years because I think he's building something special, and we just need to give him time to do it. Now, one question I did have, and you guys were addressing it a few minutes ago, the starting of JG. Now, I have no doubt that I'm cool if they start him because I'm trusting the coaching staff. But I do notice that he bought into the six-man thing. He mentioned that night. He said, they call him the six-man. And I know personally that, we've had players that could just straight ball out. I play basketball, I play football. But there's something about, some of these players where mentally it was like when they came off the bench, they were straight fire. But if they started, it was a totally different thing. And I didn't know whether or not, even though, yes, no doubt, I would say, yes, start the man. Trusting Pruitt, if he goes out there and starts Mara, because Mara, I would assume, was a little rusty. He hadn't played in a number of weeks, and now he's going to have a whole 2 weeks to prepare, Do you start him and then transition, depending on the flow of the game, transition JG back into it? Because he seems to be doing so much better coming off the bench and having an idea of how the flow of the game is going, seeing it from the sidelines, and then coming in and says, okay, I got this. And then when he comes in, there seems to be a bump in the energy level. Like, okay, it's go time now. You know what I'm talking about? Is that better than maybe putting him out here immediately and having to navigate through the waters of the ebb and flows of how things start off in that first quarter like things typically do, unless you just start off hot, which is better? Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I think. Thanks for the phone call, Vol Nation. I think the reason why you didn't start him, but you knew he was going to play, is you was playing at home. You didn't want him to get booed. I don't know what the benefit would be of not starting him on Saturday or next Saturday, because the defense did a really good job of keeping you in the game to allow Jared to make those plays in the second half. But what if Missouri offense is a little bit better than Kentucky's and they put up points? You can't just say, all right, we're gonna let Maurer or let Shroud or whoever play quarterback in the first half or the first three possessions or the first possession or whatever, and then just bring in JG like in a six-man role. That's good for basketball, but I would rather just play the guy who deserves to play in all the possessions. And that right now, that's JG. There's JG. Nelson from Jackson. I told y'all, don't send me no DMs of Andy. He sent me a full-length video. Is this the breaking news about Charles Rogers?
No.
Man, that one hurt right there, boy. Whew. Charles Rogers, man. All-American.
Breaking news is – sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Triple O called in. That was the breaking news.
Breaking news, Triple O. Okay, let's get Triple O, man. Speaking of Charles Rogers.
That hurt my heart, man. He only 38, man. That's young. 38
years old. And Charles Rogers, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, Charles Rogers passed away. 38 years old. He was a first-round wide receiver. Went to Michigan State. He's from Saginaw, Michigan. Was drafted by the Detroit Lions. But I remember, Triple O, I went to a Michigan State game because I wanted to watch him and Braylon Edwards play at the same time. So, like, I picked out that game, Michigan State, and I wanted to watch those two guys play. Charles Rogers was the best in the game that year. And 8 kids he's leaving behind, passed away at the age 38, man. That hurt your heart right there.
I mean, yeah, that's what bothers me, man. Is family and friends, man. I got to work, and I was like, man, you got to be kidding me. I'm like 38, man. That's young. I mean, I know you can go at any time, and when the promise is not. I mean, tomorrow's not promised, but Lord have mercy, man. 8 kids without their dad. That's rough.
Whew. Yeah, man.
But I was just this whole thing before that, man. I was sitting there trash talking. I've been trash talking Kentucky fans all weekend long. I mean, I was balling out, and then no Stafford. Might as well let his back heal. I mean, we ain't making the playoffs. Get the best pick possible, man. Just try to rebuild for next year. Same old story since 1957. That's a doggone shame that my team ain't won a championship since my daddy graduated high school. That is a shame.
Let it flow, Triple O. Let it flow.
I mean, we told that, 9-7 is unacceptable. I mean, in a year and a half, at least Jim, made the playoffs twice. I mean, we can't even sniff playoffs now, and this is supposed to be his guy. Bob Quinn special. Quinning. Not winning, quinning. We're Bob Quinning. You can't pick a quarterback. We got one, and we can't build around them. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, it's like if you had my quarterback and my kicker along with your defense, that's a Super Bowl contender. That's the sad part. If you put both of our teams together, we'd be the best team in the league. But it don't work like that because it's football.
You know what? Triple O. You know what, Triple O, man? I don't think Ben likes your phone call right now. Because Ben has been instigating drama.
Instigating or instigating?
Instigating, excuse me. He's been instigating drama all week between you and I. He's been wanting you to call in and trash talk. He don't like this phone call. He don't like the peace between us two right now.
Yeah,
man, it's put it like this, Ben. When you get to the point of where you just see that, okay, well, we had our shot against the Packers. We had them on the ropes and we let them off. We couldn't stop the Vikings at all that game.
Let them off the hook.
Stafford blowing them up on the other end, but we couldn't stop them either. So, I mean, at some point, it's like you're supposed to be known for your defense, but yet your defense, my defense is the worst defense in the league. We made Trubisky look like a Pro Bowler again. What can I say? I can't talk back to that.
That's close, Triple O. You get close to trash talking right there. Watch it.
Now, Triple O, I do have a vote of confidence for you. At least you are not a Colts fan this morning.
Oh, you mean E dropped? You know how he said he was going to have the greatest season of a tight end ever? I'm glad to see Eric E drop has returned. Thank the Lord. Now I can go rag on him for a while.
Oh, Triple O. That was a little dig, but I will allow it because it was thrown at Mitchell Trubisky. I ain't defending Mitchell Trubisky. I'll defend JG, though. That play on Saturday all day long. 7 to 8, 2 touchdowns. Give me that all day long. For Ben McKee and Brad Matthews and Jason Swain, Beatty Chevrolet, awesome deals here. The warranty for life, go to BeattyChevrolet.com. Hope you have a great Monday. Peace and love. We are out.